How designer brands keep you poor. Within the context of contemporary consumerist culture, designer brands such as Hermes, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton have evolved into emblems of wealth and higher social standing. People are willing to spend extravagant sums of money on luxury handbags and accessories, such as the desired Birkin bag, despite the high price tags and the difficulties associated with getting them. One example of this is the Birkin bag. We will investigate how designer brands exploit our psychological vulnerabilities, target the less fortunate, rather than the wealthy, and maintain people's poverty, as well as the possible influence on our financial well-being. The pre-win effect and the appeal of luxury in our society will also be topics of discussion during this meeting. The allure of appearing to be wealthy. In a world where designer brands are the dominant force in the fashion landscape, it is easy to fall into the trap of assuming that wearing high-end labels is synonymous with genuine riches and success. Even though these companies frequently give off the impression of being wealthy and prestigious, the truth is more complicated. In this article, we will look into the strategies that designer companies use to attract consumers from the middle class and lower class, and we will also discuss the true cost of conspicuous purchases, as well as how these firms take advantage of our wants to fit in and belong. The notion that conspicuous consumption has a role in elevating one's esteem. A person is engaging in the practice of conspicuous consumption when they spend money on lavish goods and services, with the primary intention of displaying their riches and social position. Designer brands have mastered this idea by implying that owning their products will raise one's social standing to attract customers to them. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that actual riches do not necessarily come with a fancy label. The misconception that designer brands represent true wealth. Designer brands may give off an air of richness, but this does not necessarily indicate that they are financially stable. The ultra-wealthy frequently opt for clothing that is unobtrusive and devoid of logos, which is a paradoxical choice because they avoid the prominent logos that shoppers from the middle class and lower class are drawn to. These affluent individuals are aware that true prosperity is not about flaunting labels, but rather about amassing assets and ensuring financial security for themselves. The fashion industry's best-kept secret is the burning of unsold inventory. Have you ever heard of premium brands burning their inventory that has not been sold? Contrary to what you would believe, it is the norm. To preserve the prestige of their brand, these high-end fashion businesses dispose of things that have not been sold, which amount to millions of dollars. When it comes to the realm of luxury goods, having an excessive amount of inventory is a major no-no. The luxury lie is a price difference of 100 times. Would you believe me if I told you that certain luxury fashion goods are marked up at a price that is 100 times higher than their cost of production? It's a fact. There is a significant gap in performance between a Porsche Cayman and a Toyota Camry, even though the Porsche Cayman is more expensive. However, in the fashion industry, it is common practice to have a price difference of 100 times for products that are functionally equal. Manufacturing scarcity is a trick that can cost $1 billion. Would you be familiar with the concept of manufactured scarcity? A whole new degree of sophistication has been achieved by luxury businesses. Every year, they burn inventory worth billions of dollars that has not been sold to give the impression that there is a shortage. Then, to achieve exclusivity, they employ several other devious strategies. As for those lines that form outside of their stores, it is not as natural as you might assume it is. The marketing campaign for luxury goods. In terms of marketing, these luxury brands are comparable to highly skilled ninjas. To persuade you that their bag is worth your full month's salary, they employ every psychological trick in the book. Are you curious about how they manage to achieve it? Maintain your presence. We are getting closer. Luxury brands, the culprits and beneficiaries of income inequality. Although the luxury business generates substantial profits, it also contributes to the perpetuation of income disparity. The wealthy are not the only ones who purchase luxury items. Many who are not wealthy want to appear wealthy. In conclusion, the next time you find yourself tempted to spend a lot of money on a designer item, keep in mind that it might not be the best friend of your income, keeping you in a poor financial position. Asterisk consumers from the middle class and lower class are the pillars upon which designer brands are built. Patronage from consumers from the middle class and lower class who wish to live a lifestyle similar to that of the wealthy and famous is essential to the success of designer companies. These consumers frequently place a higher priority on short-term self-satisfaction than they do on their long-term financial well-being, inadvertently contributing to the machine of conspicuous purchase. Asterisk the expense of displaying one's wealth publicly. When it comes to designer goods, spending a lot of money might be rather expensive. Attempting to keep up with the most recent fashion trends can lead to a significant amount of debt for many individuals, which ultimately hinders their capacity to amass wealth and attain financial independence. The importance of money management and the accumulation of wealth. It is essential to embrace restraint and concentrate on the accumulation of wealth rather than giving in to the attraction of designer labels. As a result of the concept presented in The Millionaire Next Door, we can learn that genuine millionaires frequently lead inconspicuous lifestyles, opting to make prudent investments and conserve money rather than indulge in ostentatious expenditures. This is the concept of the millionaire next door, targeting those who are insecure. Celebrities and influential people are used as marketing tools by designer businesses since they are aware of the power that influence possesses in today's environment. To generate a sense of aspiration and desire among their target audience, they engage in the practice of using celebrities and influential people to endorse their products. Illusion of wealth through endorsements and partnerships. Endorsements and relationships with celebrities can create the illusion that wearing these goods will offer you access to the same beautiful lifestyle. By doing so, they can create the impression that you are wealthy. This emotional appeal appeals to the fragility of those from the middle class and lower class who have a strong desire to get along with others and feel like they belong. The precarious position of persons belonging to the middle class and lower, using psychological desires to attain a sense of belonging and conformity. The phenomenon is known as the Pretty Woman effect. When you think back to the iconic scene from the film Pretty Woman, in which Julia Roberts' character is mistreated in a luxury store, but then returns later with shopping bags in her hands, do you remember it? The influence of unfavorable experiences, which can strangely increase sales for luxury products, is revealed in this fictitious scenario, which emphasizes the contradictory impact of such events. As an online store that went viral and brought attention to abuse evolved into a shopping spree. The use of rudeness as a method of marketing for premium companies. That some luxury boutiques use rudeness as a sales method, which creates an ambience that is exclusively exclusive and threatening. To add insult to injury, this strategy has the potential to give customers the impression that they have accomplished something major simply by making a purchase, which in turn further fuels the drive to flaunt designer labels. How a counterintuitive boost in sales can be brought about by unfavorable experiences. The phenomenon known as the Pretty Woman effect indicates that even if a designer brand is mistreated, it can still be appealing to consumers. This is a demonstrative example of the powerful psychological strategies that major brands deploy to influence the behavior of their customers. Conclusion: by marketing themselves as symbols of money, position, and exclusivity, designer companies have been able to successfully promote themselves. Their target demographic, on the other hand, is not extremely wealthy people, but rather those from the middle and lower classes. To keep us stuck in a cycle of conspicuous consumption that can be detrimental to our financial well-being, these corporations take advantage of our need for social status and play into our fears. It is of the utmost importance to acknowledge the reality of luxury and to take into consideration the long-term effects on both our wallets and the environment. We ought to focus our attention on accumulating actual wealth by practicing austerity, making prudent investments, and educating ourselves about finances rather than pursuing designer goods. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting, informative videos.